Tanja, we are talking now for a long time about immigration crisis. What are your impressions of today's debate with Commission? Has something moved on?
In fact, it is a shame if we every time discuss the same measures, the same issues, and at the same time we see that more and more Europeans are afraid and more Europeans believe that the European Union is not managing the migration crisis. I fear that we lack the clear political leadership, and not only that, we really lack solidarity. European Union is failing on this test, and I wish that in the coming weeks some of these measures that are today on the table would really bring the results. What I mean is especially hotspots in Greece and Italy. I mean reallocation, resettlement. These are all measures when European countries have to act together. And it would certainly bring some order to our external border. Now it's winter, still every day up to 2,000 people are entering European Union. In spring the numbers will go higher. The war in Syria goes on. The Middle East is very much turbulent, so it's high time we start bringing the results.
Immigration crisis is also a crisis of solidarity. How, as a European politician, you hope or you think you can overcome this crisis of solidarity? Because clearly there are countries who are not willing to take a fair share are in this problem.
I think we all will have to be responsible to the future of our continent. I'm certainly convinced that the peace and stability is not something that is self-obvious. And it can happen that in the coming months or years we will risk Schengen, which is the fundamental of European Union, the freedom of movement, and then the whole future of European Union is at stake. So I deeply hope that all responsible politicians, all heads of states today will get into their minds that the future of Union is at stake, and with that the stability of their countries, the cooperation, the economic damage will be really high, not to mention political damage and the contacts between people. Just now we got a very worrying report from Europol that 10,000 kids that were traveling to Europe, migrants, are somewhere lost. 10,000 kids. We don't know where they disappeared in the trade with human organs, human trafficking, and this is something where we have to be ashamed that we don't deliver our results.
Tanja, there is another problem, because there is a fear of European citizens, because also the crime went up, and we all know what happened in Cologne. So there are also justified fears. No, all the fears of European citizens are unjustified. So as a woman, what do you think how these challenges could be met?
What happened in different cities in Germany and elsewhere with attacks on women, it's something that really is horrifying. It's something we have to condemn, and we have to find perpetrators. This is a crime. But we should not connect that directly with a migration crisis or with the refugees, because these are people who are fleeing exactly maybe from the same criminal acts or terror. So this is something where we have to be very prudent when we discuss the issues. But certainly the integration will be one of the next biggest challenges for Europe, where we have to be ready. We should pick up the best practices that today exist maybe in Sweden or in Netherlands, how to best integrate and get to those people that will stay in Europe better access to education and to the job market. Otherwise, we will fail on integration test, and we will create maybe another problem with the radicalization of youth and, of course, with the similar attacks we saw in December.